से टाइम पास क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो धारी राय सो भारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% करे नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you live at zero complete level, मौज में रहो, be happy.
Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The biggest problem that we all have is we are fed up of what? We are fed up of our own mind. So many people come and ask us, Swamiji, my mind is very disturbed, what should I do? It is your mind. You mind your mind. What can I do for you? Normally, with reference to mind, we have learned only how to complain. And therefore, the basic of life, whether material life or spiritual life, is the instrument with which we work must be sharp and under our control. If that is not, then we can only complain and find out some excuses. And therefore, we have to clearly understand the importance of mind in our life. We have understood the importance of our houses, so neatly kept, clean, neat, proper hangings on the wall, furniture is good, so you feel good about it, very nice. We do take care of our clothes, it should be matching, it should have this design, that design, wonderful. We do take care of our body, eating organic food, because there are many inorganic foods. Is there anything like inorganic food? But somehow the fad comes, we want to eat organic food. And then we do exercise. For what? To keep the body fit and healthy. This is wonderful. Should be done. Now, right from childhood till this date, just look within. Nobody has taught us, right from our parents onward, nobody taught us how to think. See? Forests are wild vegetations. Any tree, any plant can grow anywhere, no proper distance, wild animals, everything is there. So when we go to the forest, we are not very comfortable. We want to get out of it. And then we go to the garden. Now what is a garden? The same thing. Trees, plants, but they are culled, selected, pruned, protected, proper space in between. And when we go to the garden, we are so happy. Now this thing, let us bring it inside. Whether our mind is a forest or a garden, see, Because thoughts are coming in our mind, does it mean we are thinkers? Think. And then these thoughts become so overpowering that we are carried away by these thoughts. And as a result, we suffer and then we make others suffer because of us. Therefore, we have to first recognize the importance of mind in our life. See. Now about this, I'll tell you few of my experiences to make this point. Many years before, maybe about 15 years or so, I had some growth on my right toe, big toe, like a strawberry, red one. So somebody in Mumbai came to do namaskar to me, and when he did namaskar, he asked, Swamiji, what is growing on your toe? Something. I said, it's a wisdom toe. He said, no, it's not a matter of joke. It may be something bad. I said, then what do I do? You have to operate it. I said, okay, I'll get it operated. He said, no, I am a doctor, I can do it. So I went with him. Put my foot on the stool and he gave local anesthesia. After about 10-15 minutes, he took a rubber hammer and started hitting on that. He asked me, how do you feel? I said, I am feeling emotional. You are taking so much care of me for free. He said, no, not that way. Then what way? Where I am hitting, are you getting any feeling? I said, where are you hitting? Then he said, now I know that toe is set in anesthesia, local anesthesia. He said, now you can watch the operation. So he took the scalpel, cut nearer to that growth and scooped it out, and he said, you are lucky, everything has come out. Roots have not gone very deep. Very good. I saw that blood oozing out. That time what was going in my mind? Hey, I am a great yogi. He is cutting my toe, but nothing happening to me. I was congratulating myself for 15 minutes. After that, oh God, it is so painful. That day I discovered nothing happens to body, everything happens to mind. See, friends, this is not read from book. This is one's immediate experience. Another example, I was in Bangalore and there is a very big hospital there, multi-speciality, Narayan Hrudayalaya. And all the people there are very much close and known to me. So the chief, he is a heart specialist. He said, Swamiji, have you seen the open heart surgery? I said, no. Neither I am a doctor nor I have a heart. So I had not seen. He said, come, I will show you. So I had to change myself completely and went into that operation theatre. The patient was lying, all tubes and machines were going on. And that was the first time I have seen in my life, maybe last time. The chest was open like a fridge and there was a collapsed heart. In the earlier days, if you remember, the football used to have a tube inside. That, like that tube, it was a collapse, white colored. I told my friend, I said, hey, come on here, quickly, he must be suffering. He said, no, Swamiji, he is in anesthesia, nothing happens to him. But he was alive. Now let us go deeper in understanding. There is one earth, there is one water, one fire, one air, one space, one mind. Minds are not many, it is one mind. Space is one, we have put the walls, and this is my 2 BHK. See? Exactly the same way, mind is one. That mind caught hold of one particular body, because body has gone into it. Space is everywhere. Mind is everywhere. In that mind, one body as if enters. Now there are two minds. One is a common mind, which is maintaining the life in the body. The blood circulation continues, the digestion continues, everything. But what happens? When the mind has taken the shape of a particular body, so that hold of the mind on that particular body creates a situation which is responsible for creating thoughts. See, thoughts don't come from outside. I come here for one of the reasons is to see the sea. But since I have come, I have not seen the sea. Only all sea without water. So I learned so many things from the sea. That's why I like oceans more than the mountains. In mountain, you get a very negative feeling. In front of the ocean, you get expansion. See? If you stand before Himalayas, you feel how insignificant I am. What a big this Himalaya is. But on the contrary, if you are standing in front of the ocean, know nothing in front. So you merge in that. See? So, when we are looking at the waves on the ocean, do they come from outside? No. They are all dormant, unmanifest, inside the ocean. But then there is external factor. When the heavy winds blow, the unmanifest waves start manifesting. Like ornaments don't come on the gold from outside. They are all unmanifest, dormant, present in the gold. Exactly the same way, the whole world is dormant, unmanifest in the mind. See, like the total space doesn't get disturbed. The space supports the earth, water, fire, air. Doesn't get influenced by anything, doesn't oppose anything, doesn't reject anything. Exactly the same way, our mind also doesn't get influenced by anything. I see the blue color. Neither my vision gets blue, then I see the red color. The vision doesn't become red. I see the green color, the vision doesn't become green. No influence. Exactly the same way, when we learn this, like the total space, our mind also is total. One. Now the external space qualities, attributes, and the internal space qualities, attributes, same. They are not different. Exactly the same way. External mind and internal mind, same. It doesn't get influenced by anything. But this illusion of influence, like in this hall, if we have got a lot of fragrance, the whole hall will be filled with the fragrance. Or if something is rotten and putrefied, it will be smelling dirty. But in the total space, let there be anything, no effect. Exactly the same way. In the total mind, nothing happens. Like waves do not influence the ocean. In the same manner, nothing happens to the total mind. But when the total mind is reduced to the individual mind, thereafter the problems begin. And the mind is such that it is actually not disturbed. It is an illusion that we are disturbed. See? Recently, somebody came for my retreat in Detroit. After 2-3 days talk, one lady came and she asked me, Swamiji, I want to talk to you something personal. I say, I have nothing personal in my life. No, about myself. I said, start here. I lost my mother about 2 months before and I am very disturbed. What should I do? I said, if you want the truthful answer, I'll give. If you want me to make fool of you, I can do that also. No, tell me truthful. I said, look here, time is the only best healer. Continue your job. As the time passes, the intensity of miseries dies away. See, friends. Why? Because like the vision is not influenced by any color and form, mind is also not influenced by any color and form. But when some event happens, we are so much buried in our individuality that as if we have become miserable. Therefore, we have to learn about the mind. See, friends. Now, first thing, which we all have this notion, I am attached to something. Attachment is an illusion. We are not attached to anything or anybody. That is our natural status. See, ears are not attached to any sound. It eliminates all sounds. Somebody abuses the ears here. Somebody praises the ears here. They are not influenced. Similarly, the mind. Good thoughts come, never mind. Bad thoughts come, never mind. Mind remains untouched by any thought. And therefore, we have to learn the working of the mind, how the mind starts working. See, friends. When this is understood, then alone we will stop complaining about the mind. See. Now, see, if you look at my face, there are two lights. One is the general light, by which everything is illuminated. And then there is a specific light from different angles, where the light is reflected on the frame of the glasses or on the shining head. There are two types of lights. Exactly the same way. Anything which is included in the mind is called as a thought. See, without thought, this world doesn't exist. In deep sleep, there is no thought. Therefore, where are we? When are we? What are we? And how are we? No question. Then what happens? The body is included by the mind. So the total mind has included this foreign body in the mind. These are very subtle thoughts, friends. I am not telling you from books. This you will not get in any books. I have gone through. Therefore, see, about this I tell you, we get disturbed because of thoughts. Once it happened, I was taking Narmada Pradakshina, moving around the river Narmada, very holy river in India. Somewhere near Devas area, there was a lot of mud on the side and we had no choice. So I took my khadao in my hand and I was going through the mud. Mud may be about ankle deep, sometime little more. No choice. So we walked. And while going, some thorn has gone in my foot. Now you can't do anything there. So after I crossed, went, washed my feet, and then I forgot about it. After 2 days, I started limping. So one of my friends asked me, Swamiji, what happened to you? I said, I don't know, there is some pain. He said, show me. He saw. oh, there is something inside your food, therefore there is an abscess, a swollen, red and very tender. So what do I do now? So he removed that. And then he said, now don't worry, it will be all done. I just put some bandage so that mud doesn't go inside. I said, how it will heal? He said, you don't have to do. Healing is a natural process of nature. You don't have to do anything. That day I discovered this principle which I am telling you. Be very attentive. When a foreign body entered the foot, the tissue started reacting. And the reaction of the tissues went to a stage of an abscess, pain. And then the only way was remove that foreign body, and in due time it will cool down, come to the normal. If this is clear, now go to the next step. Whenever anything enters our mind, it is a foreign body. As a result, there is an abscess in our mind. That abscess is called as a thought. And that thought gives us pain and we are very uncomfortable. Then what we want to do? Remove the foreign body. How do we remove the foreign body? One more example. I have one very bad habit. In the morning when I get up, normally very early, so I want to have a cup of tea. Now Jill has made arrangements here. Some places they don't make arrangement. In my room there is a kettle and tea bags and water, nothing I require. So when there is no arrangement, in the morning when I get up, again my mind starts telling tea, 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 tea. And oh God, it is not there. Why these people don't keep? I'm not asking any special status. Only this much you can't. The mind is making a mess. Why? The foreign body, at this particular time, tea is required, has entered. And when I get a cup of tea, foreign body is removed. Maja aa gaya. So what is the thought? Thought is when we give importance to anything or anybody, that is the entry of the foreign body in the mind. And this entry is like what? As we enter in the mirror. So what is the reflection? Reflection is entry of the object in the mirror without entrance. Then what is to be done? Remove the object. The reflection also goes away. If this is understood, now see, take your life. Those impressions which are still alive in our mind right from childhood, we keep on repeating them again and again, again and again. Slowly, slowly, anything you repeat again and again, it gathers a status of reality. See, friends. And for that, nobody is responsible. It is our own mistake. And therefore, we have to consciously observe that thoughts are entry of foreign body in our mind. And foreign body could be time, space, object, desha, kala, vastu. See? Now, for example, desha, space. I have that obsession, cleanliness in any place. When I go to her house, why I like it very clean and neat. Here also, everything is spick and span. You feel good about it. But sometimes, because I had to move around the world, so everywhere you don't get whatever is required. But then, that is my life. So some places I have gone, oh God, the bed sheets, the bathrooms are worse than the railway stations. But then my own Mahamantra, living at zero complaint level. That day I discover, see, I have given so much importance to cleanliness, little bit of dirtiness, mind starts reacting. And therefore, if we have given undue importance to anything, that becomes the source of our disturbances in the mind. See, friends, like I receive so many messages from the Indian mothers particularly. They have got only one thing in their head, and that is their kids. There is nothing in this world other than their kids. When mother wrote me from India, her son is in USA. So she asked me, Swamiji, you know my son is here in Houston and he was going well with a girl for 5 years. Now I thought he will get married, but now he decided not to get married to that girl. Swamiji, now what should be done? You please tell. I said, okay, I'll get married to that girl, don't worry. No, not that way. Why my son doesn't get married? I said, Mama, you are now 75, you're not out. Now your son is not a baby. Let him decide and destroy his life. Don't help him. See, friends, and then their question is, my mind is very disturbed. Who can help you? We have to recognize whatever we have given importance in our life, that becomes the source of disturbance for the mind. How simple it is. Now, if you take this principle, then what will be our real spiritual practice? Let us not be obsessed with anything in this world. The whole world is surviving only on these obsessions. And therefore, if we recognize this, that disturbances come in the mind from the seed. When I was in Delhi many years before, next to my house, there was another person's house and he had a very beautiful garden. So I also got inspired. I'll also make a garden. Made the soil perfectly well, nicely watered everything, and waiting for the plants to grow. 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, nothing came out. Then I asked him, I said, hey, how come your plants are growing so well, but he's not a single plant coming? I don't know what happened. He asked me, what seeds you have sown? I said, no, nothing. You have not sown seeds? No. Then how the plants will come? Oh, so the plants come when there is a seed. I got the message. Thoughts come when there is a seed of Mr. Somebody. Now we'll do an experiment. Be very attentive. We'll play it. Don't become serious. Now become husband or wife for next 1 minute and think. Stop. Now become brother and sister and think. Stop. Now, last experiment. Remain as nobody and think. Experiments over. Now, let us analyze the data. When we became husband or wife, thoughts were pertaining to wife or husband respectively. When we became brother or sister, thoughts were pertaining to sister or brother respectively. When we remained as nobody, no thoughts. Don't trust me. Trust your own experience. See, friends. So when we are nobody, no thoughts, all happiness. When we are somebody, all thoughts, and we get fed up. See, friends, in this nobody can help us. We alone have to learn. This very beautiful proverb. Nobody is happy. It is very true. Nobody alone is happy. Somebody is always miserable. So try to remain nobody as long as possible. See, but we are constantly going on and on and on and on. Play this. I don't advocate meditation. I, on the contrary, say unmeditate. Don't fight with the mind. Yogaha, chittavritti, nirodhaha. Don't fight. Learn to whom the thoughts come. And is it real? See, friends. And with these thoughts, we become identified. And because of that identification with the finite, we suffer. And therefore, friends, if we really want to mind our mind, these are the basics to be clearly understood. See, if there is no mind behind the eyes, there is no knowledge happening. You must have seen there are some people, when they sleep, their eyes, mouth, nose, everything is open. They sleep like that. So in front of their eyes, if you put 2 fingers to how much? No reply. Because the mind is not behind the eyes. Similarly, I have been talking for last 32 minutes. How many minutes you have heard? Huh? Even this is not heard. Why? Because mind has gone somewhere. Our problem is our mind is not available to us. See, my friends, therefore, the highest achievement in our life is the mind is fully available to us. Whenever, wherever, whatever we are doing, mind should be available. See, this is all. Now, if we have to achieve this, we must know the following factors. What is the meaning of a disturbed mind? We simply complain, mind is disturbed. What is a disturbed mind? So we will discover if we reflect on this. Our mind runs in time, space and object. See? And all these 3 things, time, space and object, they are illusions. They have no value, no reason, no reality. See? Like about the space. Like many Indians living outside India, NRI. I was in Australia, in their Newcastle. There also is one Newcastle. And my host was an Indian family. They had a medicine shop. So I went to their place and had my lunch and slept. The son came from the school, maybe about class 7 or 8. So when he came, he was very excited, Swamiji is coming. So when he saw I am sleeping, he woke me up. Swamiji, is not the time to sleep, come play with me. I said, come on, yaar, I am tired, I have come. No way. He pulled me out. I had no choice. Choiceless existence. Then he said, let's go and play football outside. I said, yaar, you are mad or what? He just pulled me out. So I played with him for 10 minutes. Thereafter, I asked him, I said, now you tell me something. What? Do you go to India? Yes, we go every year. Wow. Tell me something which I do not know. He says, Swamiji, how come you don't know? It is so simple. Tell me. You know what he told? That he is my guru. You are all my guru. I am learning from every one of you every moment. See? So he told me, Swamiji, when we are in India, we talk about Australia, and when we are in Australia, we talk about India. And then we complain, our mind is not under control. Why don't we enjoy wherever we are? See? Complaining is easy. Sort out the complaints. See? Then the second thing, the mind runs in objects. See? When I see something, oh, this type of picture I have recently seen in some place where it was. Is it like the Avatar movie? The same blue color or the red color and this kind of eyes. So the mind is constantly running from object to object. Third, the mind runs from time to time. See, if you take this vow for your good, you will see the difference. What is that? This mantra I have given in every place I have gone. It's a very simple mantra. You don't have to invoke anything. Only try this. See? Today is what date?
3rd of June.
3rd of June. So put your right hand on your heart and repeat after me. 3rd June 2024.
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 Now this is over. Now, you will not talk whatever has happened before this date. Now try to talk. All the time, when we were children, we oldies don't understand. Nobody is interested in our past. Everybody is concerned about their future. No, I am very old. Now, what is my future? So, if I got peanuts in my pocket, can I distribute chocolates? The same old stuff we bring again and again. See, during our time, it was not like that, you know. There was not so much of rush. Wow. Who is interested? And then we are sorted out. Nobody wants us. And then we start complaining. These days, youngsters don't respect the elders. Now tell me, what is our contribution that our age is growing? What we have done? It is the earth running around the sun, and our age is growing. And what abhiman about it is, I am old. And therefore we suffer. See, friends. So if you try this, I'll give you deeper meaning also. So if we remain in the utter present, 1/3 of our energy will be saved. See? About this, I enjoy moving around the world every year. Once I was in Shimla, and my friend and his wife, children, we went there. Nice, beautiful house. His mother-in-law, father-in-law were also there. And he had some urgent work. So he said, Swamiji, please don't mind, I'll come maybe within an hour or two. So you relax. I said, okay. I was sitting comfortably in the sun. That old couple came and started, Swamiji, what is your name and all that. And then he asked me, had you come to Shimla earlier? I said, no, this is my first time. We came here for our honeymoon. No, who asked you? And when we were married in 1922, the man said, in old age, whatever the man say, the woman has to deny. Whatever the woman has to say, the man has to correct. It's a great fun. So he said, when we were married in 1922, that old lady said, 22, you might have married to someone else. We got married in 32. No, it was 22. They are fight 22, 32, 22, 32. Now they're enjoying. Tell me, can't we try this simple technique? Don't bring your past in the present. Nobody is interested in our past. But you people do not have, but Indians have got this typical habit. They want to ask about everything. Like people ask me, Swamiji, where are you from? Why you were born? When were you born? How was it? It was a normal delivery or is Ram. Is it necessary to know anything about anybody? See, there is no end to that. See, friends, and therefore, if we limit our self in the place where we are, if we limit ourselves the time when we are, and third, if we limit ourselves the body that we are at this moment. See? Now, where are we in the satsang? When are we during the satsang? What should be we satsangi? See? But when I give examples of husband and wife fighting with each other on silly topics, then immediately in that satsang, if husband and wife are sitting, immediately the wife looks at us. Are Dumbo, I am not talking about you. Husband and wife are common nouns, they are not proper nouns. But the mind runs here and there, it doesn't remain quiet. See, friends. Now, you must have heard or read or studied Bhagavad Gita. There are so many things said about Bhagavad Gita. I was in Washington recently, so they asked me, Swamiji, tell us Bhagavad Gita, we have heard for so many times, but what is the crux of Bhagavad Gita? I said, I'll tell you Bhagavad Gita in one sentence. And the sentence is in our happy mantra. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100%. See. So where was Arjun on the battlefield? When at the time of the war, what he should be? Somebody's grandson, somebody's disciple, somebody's brother, or a warrior. And all the problem was only this. And therefore, because of this identity crisis, he got so confused, frustrated, and depressed, and wanted to withdraw from the war and go to the Himalayas and create an ashram and suffer there silently. No. Bhagavan Krishna only brought to his notice this point. My dear, just think 2 seconds where you are, when you are, what you are, and thereafter you decide what you have to do. I am not going to tell you. And then Arjun discovers, come on, yaar, I am on the battlefield. How can I be a disciple? How can I be a grandson? How can I be a brother? Now I am a warrior. and a warrior must fight the war till the enemy dies or he dies. All the problems are solved. See, friends, therefore, if we are to really help ourselves with reference to our mind, we must become aware. See? And for that, we have to start working on our mind. See? So we have understood now that the mind runs in three parameters: time, space, and object. And all of them are valid only when the mind is operating. Now again, go back to your own experience. When we sleep, that time, where are we? That time, when are we? That time, what are we? All the three things are zeroed. See? Like yesterday I came from Washington. We drove from Heathrow to here. We had meals and then I slept. And I didn't know where I am, what is the time, nothing. It was so blank. So when I got up from the sleep in the evening 6:30 like that, I was searching where I am. Because in the deep sleep, time, space and object zeroed. And therefore, in deep sleep, we are all happy. Why? The burden of time, space and object is undone from the mind. Mind is carrying the burden of time, space and object. And because we drop all those burdens, we are free from any pain. And therefore, we are happy. And therefore, we snore. Try to snore when you are awake. You cannot. Because we are not happy. See, before everybody can snore, what people will say, how can I snore here, it is not the time. Time, space and object, burden. And those who don't get sleep, you ask them how miserable they are. Because they want to unburden, but they just can't. And therefore, friends, it is our responsibility that we have to work on our mind. Instead of doing this, we go to the psychiatrist. There were two friends, psychiatrist friends, and retired. They were practicing in the same town, retired together. And one of them became a patient. The other did not. So the one who became patient asked to other who did not become patient. He said, come on, yaar, we are good friends. We did the same graduation, post-graduation, specialization, and we had to practice in the same town for the same number of years. How come you are still normal and I have become crazy, mad? What is the reason? I am getting into depression. What is the reason? The other person who did not become depressed, he said, because you were listening to the mad people who were talking. I was not listening. I will ask them, let them talk. I am not listening. When you listen to a mad person continuously, you become mad. That is why Satsanga tells us something which helps us come out of the wrong notions that we carry in our life. We are all leading a notional life. We have notions about everything. And unless those notions are corrected, we can never be at peace with ourselves. See, what are the notions? Notions about ourselves, notions about the world, notion about the spiritual practice, notion about God, notion about realization. And we have never evaluated whether these notions are valid or not. See, friends, it is for this purpose we have to work on our mind. And for this, nobody can help us. Therefore, we have to mind our mind. So minding our mind means, first part I'll tell you today, minding our mind means we have to see that our mind is controlled with reference to the world and ourselves. See, how do we control our mind with reference to the world? A very simple thing. I am not telling you complicated things. Simplified version of the scriptures. Let us not look at the world as a problem, and let us not ourselves be a problem to the world. You are at peace. When we take the world as a problem, we start reacting. And when we become a problem for the world, people start avoiding us. See, why many elderly people feel lonely? Only because of this. They are a problem for others. And therefore, one of the simple technique for in this line is keep yourself busy and occupied 24/7 in your life. Never retire. Then how to work, what to do? Like, many people ask us that, Swamiji, you are running around the world for so many years now. Now what you have to gain? You have nothing, aage piche. Why you don't run so much? I came from Melbourne to Mumbai, hardly 24 hours there. Next flight I came to London. So my friend who came to receive me on the airport, he says, Swamiji, I feel pity for you. Why are you running? Why don't you stay comfortably in one place? You can relax and live beautiful life. Why are you struggling so much? I said, I am so thankful to you that you thought about me in this line. Therefore, now onwards, I will not go anywhere. I'll stay in your house. No, Swamiji, I don't mean that. Friends, before the people have to tell us, will you please go away, we should have the wisdom to withdraw. And this is what many elderly people don't understand, unfortunately. And then they suffer. See, these days the children don't respect us. What is there to respect? See? About this one example I'll tell you. This happened in US. One very sweet girl, when she was class 8 or 9, since then I knew her. Very intelligent, bright. She finished her schooling, college, got married, and then she was carrying for the second time. And that time I was in Washington, so she called me. Swamiji, where are you? I want to meet you. I said, I am here. Oh, I am also here. I said, come and meet me. So evening she came from her work, where I had a dinner with somebody's house. We had dinner. Then we were walking outside in the garden. And because she was carrying maybe 7 months or so, so I said, hey, walk slowly. And we are walking. She put her head on my shoulder and started crying. I said, come on, don't spoil my clothes. Enough. You cry clearly yourself. Then she told, Swamiji, this morning I scolded my mother. And I told her, you go back to India, I don't want you here. And then I went to office. So she is crying at home, I was crying in the office. I said, you are playing Jugalbandi or what? What happened? Then she told. She came to help me during my pregnancy. Last 3 months, only one topic morning onwards. How my brother's wife is bad. No other topic. Every day the same thing. How many days will I listen to that? So finally I asked him, should I go and kill her or what? Don't you have any other topic in the world? And therefore if you can't stop, then go back. Oh, I don't want you here. Now tell me, friends, remember this thing. When the children have to scold the elders, children don't feel happy. They get more hurt. Now tell me what was wrong with that young girl when she has to tell her mother like this thing? Because we are never taking care of our mind. For that, in our happy mantra mala, there is a mantra. Dekho, suno, mat bolo. See, hear, no comments. Mind is controlled. See? But when we get indulgent in the worldly affairs, then the mind, we become a problem for the world and the world becomes a problem for us. Therefore, first step, if we want to really take care of our mind, is this. Do not get involved with anybody, anywhere, uncalled for. No free suggestions. No need. See. Net result will be, we will move in this world, but we will be at peace. Otherwise, everything can disturb in this world. See? And the disturbance ultimately takes us to comparisons. And where there is comparison, samsara begins. See, friends. Therefore, if we really want to take care of our mind, this is a basic. See. Then the second thing comes. We are a problem for ourselves. See. The other day, one lady came to meet me in Washington, elderly lady, probably Punjabi or from UP. Very rare elderly lady I have seen. She is a widow, must be about 80 or so. She came to her daughter. Her daughter is doctor. And she is living all alone. In Haridwar, she has bought a flat. And she's so cheerful and happy constantly. So she said, Swamiji, when I move around, one man out of courtesy asked me, Amma, you are alone here. Don't you feel lonely? She said, do you know the difference between loneliness and aloneness? I am not feeling lonely. I am alone. I am enjoying the aloneness. Friends, when a person is happy with his own company, his mind is no more a problem for him. For us, our mind is a problem and therefore we want some support. WhatsApp, YouTube, movies, newspaper, something or the other we want. Because we do not tolerate ourselves. See, friends. And therefore I told you, keep occupied. And how to keep occupied? The same mantra. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100%. And when you just start working on this, then we will learn the art of living in the present. See, my friends. And for this, Patanjali Maharshi gives 5 techniques. Shaucha Santosha Tapaswadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanani Niyamaha. What should be the rules we should apply on ourselves? Not on others. Others accept they are as it is. But as our life is concerned, strict discipline. So the first thing the teacher tells, Shaucha, external cleanliness and internal purity of intentions. 2 things. Second is Santosha, contentment. More and more and more. There is no end to it. See, I have the fortune of moving in all strata of people of the society, very poor as well as very, very rich. And you go in USA, I can tell you, you go in anybody's house, there are walk-in wardrobes. And there are so many clothes hanging pathetically. If they are ladies, there will be 365 saris hanging. And once that Amma goes inside like a Chakravyuha, it takes days together to come out. Which whether I should put? And if you tell them, don't buy, no, this is latest design. See, friends, how many things we keep on collecting. The real control over the mind is empty yourself. See? Santosha. And when you are content, you are happy. Santoshad anuttama sukhalabhaha. Then comes tapas, then swadhyaya and Ishvara pranidhan. And these are the three subjective practices by which we are working on the mind, by the mind, to go beyond the mind. It is possible. It is not impossible. Only thing, we have to start now and here. Thank you very much. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.